Kababayan LA na maikonekta kayo sa inyong mga balita sa Pilipinas. That's what we did earlier. But we also want to give you a good and thriving life here in the U.S. And what's important about that is that you understand the law. That is why here on Kababayan LA, we have this segment called Simply Legal. Pinapasimple po, or we are simplifying the laws for you.
Hindi kailangan nakakalito ang batas. Liwanagin natin sa Simply Legal. Brought to you by Attorney Karina Castañeda and Attorney Manny Ibay.
Attorney Karina Castañeda, hello and welcome to Kababayan LA.
Hello, Janelle.
Thank you for explaining some of these very convoluted laws for us. At the same time, today on the show, Attorney Karina Castañeda is our resident criminal defense lawyer here on the show explaining things to us. Let's talk about drug-related cases, because yesterday we talked about addiction. And, you know, addiction, is it a crime or an illness?
You know, that's what the California voters decided to pass, that we're not going to incarcerate, we're not going to put these people that really can't do it by themselves, we're not going to put them in jail or prisons, because the majority of them are drug-related offenses that are in custody now, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to try to put them through drug rehabilitation treatment, and and give them a chance.
Right, and that is why we have the court drug diversion programs, number one of which is deferred entry of judgment. What is that about?
Well, that allows, for example, if you are arrested just for straight possession, and you could, you know, it's for cultivation, transportation, but just for personal use, and it's not for sale, you probably could be eligible for DEJ. And this is where I would come in, because I would look at your personal history, your prior history, and appeal to the judge to put you in this 18-month program. Because what happens is, if you successfully complete this program, it's completely dismissed, and the judge has to do this. They have to dismiss the case. And you can say you've never been arrested of this offense.
Right. So for 18 months, what do you need to do, though?
There's going to be progress reports that you're going to be attending. You can either go inpatient or outpatient, and the court will be getting a one-page document or more saying, oh, you know, this client is doing really well, or it was a dirty test.
So you have to get treatment.
You do. You have to start going to classes and things like that.
How much of this issue affects the Filipino community? Do you get a lot of Filipino clients for this?
You know, that's an interesting question. You remember Nora when she got arrested at LAX for possession of methamphetamine?
Oh.
Well, she went through DEJ.
Oh,
yes.
That's very interesting.
I was a DA at LAX.
Right. Did you have to handle her case?
No.
But you know what happened.
Yes.
When it's, like you mentioned earlier about history, what if it's like the second time, the third time? Is there leniency?
There is. You're eligible so long as you haven't done a DEJ within 5 years. So let's say you did it 7 years ago, and now you're arrested again, and you started doing drugs again.
Right.
So you could still do DEJ.
And there's no age requirement on this. What if, say, for example, you're younger than 16?
No. Well, you wouldn't be in adult court. You'd be going to juvenile court.
Okay. All right. Another court drug diversion program is the Proposition 36. What does that say?
See, that's another proposition that California voters decided we're going to start treating our drug, addicted crimes, right? And what that is if you don't fulfill the eligibility list for DEJ, the court then tries to, and with, again, my help, I'm going to try to persuade the judge and the prosecutor, why don't we try to put this defendant on Proposition 36?
But
it's a lot more strict.
But the starting point is you have to admit guilt.
You do.
Right.
You do have to admit guilt.
So when do you advise a client to go for deferred entry of judgment, DEJ, or Proposition 36?
Well, I always say this. If I'm going to persuade the judge and prosecutor that you're eligible, do it, because if you're, and let's get you out of a cycle, right, of being in and out, arrested for these kinds of things.
Right.
And let's try to get you some help.
Right.
You have 18 months in DEJ, and if you don't do it within 18 months, the court can be even lenient and give you 3 years, right?
So the DEJ is better than Proposition 36.
Absolutely.
What's the difference?
Well, there's a lot of differences, but the key is this. With Prop 36, you fail 3 times, you're out. But DEJ, sometimes you can kind of persuade the judge, give them another chance. They're trying. It's not so drastic or serious.
Right. How do you prove, though, that it's just drug possession and it's not intended for sale? The amount?
The quantity. They had drug paraphernalia. For example, for methamphetamines, they had a pipe, right?
So that's what happens
usually the quantity. Yeah, it's usually the quantity. But because if, you have bags of Coke, well, there's a way you're going to say that's just for you.
Exactly, right? If you, yeah, right. What if, like, you say, well, it's just for me and a couple of my other friends. We're gonna have a party.
No, it's for personal use. It's for you.
Oh,
alone.
for yourself.
So the quantity, you have no prior history, let's say, of sales. There's no, you don't have $6,000 in small denominations.
Right, because otherwise it...
Yeah, in our criminal arena, we know what the tools of the trade, so to speak, right?
And that is why we need a lawyer to defend us, especially when it comes to these serious matters concerning criminal defense and criminal actions. For now, thank you so much for shedding light to that topic. That's the number on the screen if you want to get more information and if you want to schedule your consultation with Attorney Karina Castañeda. She will fight for you. That's the website on the screen as well. Thank you and more.
Thank you, Janelle. Thank you.
We're going to be back on Kababayan LA, Gawat Kalinga, giving hope to some of our Kababayans in the Philippines. Don't go away.